Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Happy to see so many of you here. My name is Marie Evart, and I'm the community manager at RecruitLab. I'm happy to host this webinar today. We will talk about job ads, social media recruitment, and how to get more candidates, which should be a dream for every recruiter nowadays, right? You might ask, why am I doing this webinar today? The answer is simple. It's our mission at RecruitLab to support and help recruiters in this crazy time, or in this crazy job market, in this time of candidate-driven market. So it's our mission to share insights from experienced recruiters, employer brand managers, and of course, help you with RecruitLab. What is RecruitLab? It's a visual recruitment software with recruitment marketing, video interviewing, and applicant tracking tools. And it's made for both agency and in-house recruiters who are really looking for an easy to use, easy to implement, and simple solution that will save time and that will make your recruitment process more effective, more enjoyable, not only for you, but also for your hiring managers and candidates. What we have in plan today, we will talk about the 5, I would say, most crucial topics in recruitment marketing today. And I'm happy that Carina has joined us. She's really experienced in recruitment marketing and employer branding. And before joining Testlio, I know Carina worked as an employer brand consultant, and she has helped hundreds of companies to build up their employer brand and to define their unique recruitment arguments. So welcome, Carina. Happy to see you here. Is there anything I missed from the introduction you would like people to know about you before we continue?
Hi, everyone. No, I think that was a very good introduction. Thank you. So I'm currently the employer brand manager at Testlio, and we're a software testing company founded in Estonia, but we are distributed by design. So all of our people work from their homes from all around the world. So yeah, that's a little introduction to Testlio as well. Yeah.
Thank you. So to everyone else, feel free to add any questions to me or Carina. You will find the questions tab from the right bottom corner. And let us know from which country or city you are joining us today. It would be interesting to know. And you can also upvote the questions, so you can make sure that the most important questions will grab our attention, and we can answer them later then. But okay, let's kick off this webinar with our first topic, or actually with our first question, as the topics are presented in questions today. And the first one is your company's EVP up to date and attractive? For those of you who are not familiar with EVP, it stands for Employee Value Proposition, and it should be a unique set of values and benefits you offer as an employer. It has to give your candidates an idea of your culture, and then answer why they should join you, what makes you special. And at the same time, it should actually give reasons for staying for your current employees. We know that, unfortunately, a lot of employers are focusing only on the recruitment part. But as you know, you can't out-recruit the culture problem or the turnover problem. So it's a huge cost for companies if they're not aware why people are leaving, why they're joining, what are their strengths and weaknesses as an employer. So having a unique EVP is actually the starting point for recruitment marketing. And I'm glad that this year many companies have stated that they are in the middle of reassessing their EVP, or even maybe starting from scratch, because a lot has changed since 2020. So Karin, I know you have worked with a lot of different companies. what are your recommendations? Where to start from? What are the 3 first steps?
Yeah, I'm happy to say that at Testlio we're currently doing the same. So reassessing our EVP and refreshing it. I would say that the very first step is to make sure that the leadership team is on board with you and they're ready to contribute as well, because from them you really get the initial vision. Where do you want to end up as an employer in 5 years, for example? You can change the slide there, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good way to, in order to get the input from there, a good idea is to do a little workshop where you really get their input first. You really just ask them, what kind of employer do we want to be in 5 years, and see what their thoughts are, and also map out your employer strengths as a company altogether. And then ask for each person's personal experience and ask them to describe our company as an employer right now. So you get the present situation from the executive's point of view, and then the vision where we want to be. So there's this, you got the first starting point and then the destination. And then once you have this, it's good to talk to your employees. So the next slide. So how I've usually done this, it's good to get both quantitative and qualitative information. So first, it's good to conduct an employee survey where you get the numbers and statements, and then in the qualitative phase, you can conduct interviews or group discussions and workshops where you can go deeper and see behind the numbers. So, for example, what we had was that our people are very proud to work at Testlio, and in the workshop, I got to ask them, so what is it that makes you proud? So you really get to dive in. And some of the questions and things you can ask from them is, what's the main reason you like working here, for example? That filters out the most important arguments for them. Then also, again, map out the employer's strengths. What, in their opinion, are the great things about working here? Then another way of asking for input is to ask them to describe something in 3 words, for example, working culture, or describe the challenges in 3 words. Then you might already have some employer brand messages. For example, you have a supportive team. Well, supportive team is a very cliche phrase, and in order to make it more authentic, it's good to go deeper and ask your people, so bring examples of times when you felt supported by your team. So you can, come up with a lot more specific description to that. And a fun exercise I like to do as well is to imagine that all the people in this company would merge into one person, and then how would you describe that person? And the characteristics you get from there are really the overlapping themes and then characteristics of a company, and then the people there. And you can also, in order to ask about the characteristics, you can also ask how they sound, because this is good for the copy later when you're writing, you know which words to use and what tone to use, and also maybe what type of clothes they would wear. So yeah, when we did that at Testlio, then our person was kind, empathetic, positive, intelligent, likes to listen, is very problem solving oriented, and is wearing most likely a hoodie and is very chill. And since we're international, then this person would probably speak English with a foreign accent. So yeah, those workshops, you get the input, but it's also fun. So it's good to just give this convey this interesting employee experience for your employees as well through that. And it's good to either record the interviews or take someone who would take notes during that workshop, because then you can really get the authentic direct quotes from your employees, and you can create a toolbox. Next slide, please. It's where you basically write down all the input you got from the workshop. And it can be a very easy Excel sheet where you have depends if you're dividing your employees into groups, for example, developers, sales, marketing, IT, whatever. And then in each column you have the question or the topic you talked about, and then you can write down their answers, and also write down their answers as quotes, for example, under this example of supportive team, which later when you start creating your recruitment materials, sometimes you can just copy paste from this toolbox, because your own employees already say such great things that you don't have to start inventing new ideas or sentences. So yeah, those are the 3 main steps, I guess. So get the leadership on board, quantitative survey and employee survey, and then the workshops.
As you have worked with so many different companies, so what's the most common mistake in employer branding, in your opinion? What have you seen?
I think the common one is, because I'm a big ambassador of authenticity, and I feel sometimes that companies are afraid to be authentic, and they're afraid to show their employees and use their quotes and just really show who they are. It's more about we have to show that we're cool, or they want to put on some sort of a mask to appear more attractive. So yeah, I feel like transparency sometimes, that you really don't see the authenticity in branding, and I feel like it's time to do that, to be more human. So yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. One of the common mistakes that I have seen is that even when companies have their official employer brand book and statements, maybe even a slogan as an employer, then they don't know how to actually show those arguments and strengths on their career page or job ads, because a lot of job ads are still full of cliches, and they don't actually sell you the idea, come and join us because we are this and that. And they're still presenting requirements to candidates, which is not okay in this candidate-driven market, I guess. And that leads us to our next topic, or our next question. Are your job ads attractive? And before I continue, it would be interesting to know from your side. Please check this polls tab. I published one poll just to have information from your side. Are job ads on your priority list this year or not? Our latest research we did last month showed that job ads are still on the priority list. And actually, there are many reasons for that. One of the reasons is that the recruitment arguments have changed tremendously since 2020. And there are, for example, the location of the office is not an argument anymore, but the time zone is. So we have already seen job ads where it's stated that you can work from everywhere you want, but please consider these time zones. Also, people are more demanding when it comes to choosing the employer. For example, they're not only looking for a job as a marketing manager, but they're looking for a position as a marketing manager where they can enjoy the 4-day work week, plus they can bring their dog to the office. So just an example, but we have seen that the expectations are becoming more and more specific, which means that the job ads have to have more information, but at the same time, we can't overload our job ads with text. So it's a challenge for recruiters to create visually pleasing job ads to grab the attention first, and then keep the attention and really convert people into candidates with really good copywriting. And I know you have several tricks how to create interesting copy for job ads. So can you please share your tricks with us?
Of course. So I divided this into two I don't know, sections, I guess, so it's easier to understand. So first, look outside, see what other people are doing, surf on job boards and social media, and keep your eyes open for interesting examples or something that really catches your eye, and save those examples, take screenshots, and it's also good to create a separate folder on your computer where you can save all these examples. So once you have to start creating your own job ads, you will already have a place where you can get inspiration from. And I don't think it's a bad thing to look at what other people are doing, because the essence of creativity really means that you take information from different situations and places, and then you put it all together in a completely new form. So this is good to start with, and then look inside. So use the toolbox that I showed before there, where you can get the content and the messages. And when it comes to creating the copy, first, you can take maybe just copy paste some of the quotes from the toolbox. That's the first thing. The other is think in metaphors. So I really like thinking in metaphors and bringing this a little bit of a poetic vibe sometimes to the copy of the job ads as well. A good example is I work at Testlio. Everyone who works at Testlio, we call them test lions. And how do you call a pack of lions? Pride. So we call ourselves a Test Lion Pride instead of like we're a very supportive team. It's kind of like, you can join the coolest Test Lion Pride, and then you can, and then we start describing them. So it's, bringing in this storytelling and making your brain come up with like new visuals and stuff. So it's more memorable that way. Then when it comes to very practical tools, then Thesaurus, which is a synonym dictionary, usually it's available online in every language. So this is good when you're looking for synonyms to supportive, for example, or something a little bit different. Then another thing, another tool is Gender Decoder that I'm going to show you. So basically, this helps you detect gender bias in your job ads. So it's just a website, and I have copy pasted the copy from our people operations manager job description, and then you can check it here. And then it says that this advert is feminine coded, so it has more feminine coded words than masculine. And then it gives you all the words that you've used here as well. So that basically says that it uses more words that are subtly coded as feminine than words that are subtly coded as masculine, and that it's more appealing to females than, well, women. So this just gives you an idea of like how big is the gender bias in this copy. And then also Grammarly, which is an add-on, I guess you can add it to your Chrome, and it just corrects your grammar really, really easy. And then once you have written the whole job ad, or you have it ready, it's good to do a 5-second test. So take a person from your target group. It can be somebody who works in this field, or an employee who works in a similar position that you're hiring for, and ask them to read through the ad, and then give you feedback after 5 seconds and explain you how they understood what was said and what was required there, and if it was exactly what you thought. Does it match with the idea that you wanted to convey and the messages that you want to convey? So I think, just look inside, outside what other people are doing, and then inside, and then use those tools to check your grammar and the content. So here's an example that of a job ad and the landing page that I'm going to show that I did for Rush Street Interactive when I was working at a recruitment agency. So the idea of this job ad is to just introduce the company shortly, and then once you click read more and apply, you will get more information. So
did you use this job ad on a job board or on
yes, it was on a job board. Yes, exactly. It's not a social media ad as such. So the idea how I came up with this copy was that the company's name is Rush Street Interactive, rush. You feel, what rush means and how it feels. And then they were looking for a recruiter, and it's the company operates in the gaming industry. So when you play, you get this rush of adrenaline, and when you work and it's exciting and you like it, you also get a rush of adrenaline. So this is where I got the idea. I really thought about the feeling. This is where I came up with the call to action: does shaping the recruitment world in gaming make you feel the rush? So we're emphasizing this feeling here. And so there's a call to action and only pictures, and then just the value proposition, like what do you get? We grow together, we put people first. Okay, this is interesting. I click read more and apply, and then I'll share my screen again. I land on the landing page. Again, the call to action is here, senior technical recruiter. Okay, and here you get really more information, who this company is, what their values are, pictures from at their office, from their people just working, having a good time. All of those messages here are written out in depth, and also there's a section with quotes and pictures. So quotes work very well because you can convey the messages through them, but since they come from a person and there's someone who's standing behind those statements with their name and title and their picture, they're more trustworthy. It's not like somebody somewhere behind the curtains came up with the message and just put it there. So it's really good to just use your own people, but yeah, give your own people the voice, and depict them on the landing page as well. And here again, pictures convey emotion. You see people are happy, having a good time. You're like, yes, I'm feeling the rush. I'm going to apply. So yeah, that's really.
Was this campaign successful? I assume.
Yes. Yeah. We received a lot of positive feedback, and they found the technical recruiter, especially thinking about the fact that nowadays it's really hard to find one. So yeah.
Thanks. One of the frameworks I recommend recruiters to use if you're designing your job ad or creating your job ad. It's a framework with those 3 levels. So first, if you start with a job ad, I recommend you to write down 3 to 5 arguments that you would like to use based on the target group. So let's say if I would be looking for a sales manager, I would definitely use some information about bonus system, the value our product or service is offering to our customers. I would also add information about growth opportunities and the main KPIs or metrics, how the company is measuring the success of a sales manager. So if you have those 3 to 5 main arguments written down, then you have to think about the copywriting. So how would you describe those arguments? And definitely you have to avoid the cliches that we have a fun culture, supportive team, competitive salary. Forget all about this. And if you're doing the copywriting part, to make it more compelling or to make it better, think about the proof part. It's always good to add, if you're creating a recruitment landing page, as Carina showed us one example, it's always good to add proof elements like photos of your employees, testimonials from hiring managers, employees, why not from customers or some industry leaders that are supporting your company. So if you're telling that you have a really interesting culture, every employee is happy, then show it with a picture or a photo, or add some research results from your last employee survey, for example, that 85% of our employees are saying this and that. Or add a fact that you have employees from, let's say, if you're telling that you are a really diverse company or with a company with a really diverse culture, then add numbers that you have employees from 25 different countries or from different cultures. So the proof elements are things that will make your copywriting more compelling, and people love to see those proof elements. My recommendations, if you are creating job ads, and I see that 95% of you today are planning to make you plan to make your ads more attractive this year. So here are my recommendations. Especially if you are recruiting on social media, then please use landing pages as job ads. Why it's good? Because people love to read information in smaller bites, and landing pages give you the opportunity to structure your job ad in really good smaller sections. Then definitely think about the applying process. You have to make the applying process as easy as possible, because we need to consider that the most of us use social media on our phones or tablets. So we don't like to write long essays on our phones. You have to think about that. And also that the landing page or whatever job ad you are using, it has to look nice on mobile. It has to be readable. So that's why a landing page as a job ad is a really good choice. And also one practical tool for you, in addition to the tools that Carina introduced you, there's a blah blah meter you can visit. And if you copy your job ad text to this blah blah meter, it will show you how many empty words or empty sentences you have on your job ad. So you can remove those sentences and those words to make it better. Because remember, less words, more information. That's the one trick for job ads. And actually, RecruitLab has a editor tool for creating those attractive recruitment landing pages. I will share my screen and show you how easy it is to create the recruitment landing pages nowadays. It's a tool made for recruiters who don't have a designer in hand, or who don't have a recruitment marketing department who can help in recruitment processes. So you can do everything by yourself. You don't need any designing skills or web development skills. You can add your own text by just clicking here. Change the words. You can change the buttons, choose the colors, choose the font, upload your own photos, and create a really attractive landing page with different sections, and add an application form as well. You can just choose what kind of sections you would like to use. Just click on this button, and you can see the whole section list. For example, you can add a video. You can add quotes from your employees. You can even add a countdown to make this application deadline look more attractive. After you have added the sections, it's really easy to rearrange them. So by just clicking on the arrows or deleting the sections. And the latest add-on is this employer stories. Similar to the stories you have seen on Instagram or Facebook, you can share authentic photos from your employees, show your office, or show what kind of events you are attending, how are you celebrating your, Christmas or other important days. So it's a really good way to be authentic, like Carina said, and show your strengths as an employer, because people want to see real people. They want to know why they should join a new company. So if you find this tool interesting for you, or if you find this tool helpful for you, you can just book a demo with us, and we will show you how companies from your sector or companies who are recruiting for or hiring for similar positions as you are using this tool to be more successful on social media and also in other channels. I added the book a demo link to the chat, so feel free to book a suitable time for you. But let's move on to the next topic. It's social media recruitment. And I will share my slides. So how to master social media. Before continuing, please check again to the polls tab, because I have a next question for you. Do you plan to use social media paid ads this year? So let us know, have you done any campaigns already on social media? Or maybe you're planning your first campaign this year, or maybe you're telling us that this is not for you for some reason. If you think that this is not for you, let us know on the chat what are the reasons, because I think a lot of employers actually could benefit from social media. So we will show you some examples from other companies, what are they doing on social media. And I know, Carina, that at Testlio, you even created like a special CVI for social media, and like showing you as an employer on social media. So can you give some details for us?
Yeah, why I wanted to show this. So the first thing that I did when I started at Testlio was work with the designers to come up with an employer brand visual identity that is a little bit different from the corporate visual identity. They are similar, but the culture identity is a bit more colorful, a bit more maybe courageous in a way. So the point was to first just differentiate culture related content from customer focused content on our social media, and also stand out. So to have a very specific visual identity that after some time, after you've seen some of our posts, you will already recognize the content that it's about culture, and it's from Testlio. And another thing that we are using is this little tag, #TestLionPride. So this is our team, the Pride of Test Lions, and we add that tag to each culture-related piece of content. So on social media, when you're scrolling, you'll see that tag. Your brain already identifies that as a culture-related piece of content. So this is what I wanted to bring why I wanted to bring this as an example. It's just also, in addition to copy and everything, it's good to think about the visual and work with designers and come up with creative ways to present yourself as an employer.
What are your suggestions why an employer should use social media for recruitment?
Because everybody's there. It's a very easy way to reach a lot of people, especially like at Testlio. We are hiring all over the world, so we don't focus on specific markets. And there you can really just share your information to anyone who is there.
Yeah, I would say exactly the same. And as you know, a lot of different researchers show that 20% of the population are so-called active job seekers or active candidates. They're the ones who are visiting job boards, looking for a job, and maybe even applying to different companies at the same time. But the other 60 to 80% are so-called passive candidates. And those are the ones you can reach on social media, because they're not actively visiting job boards. But as you said, most probably they are active on social media. And all this remote working and remote hiring has made passive candidates even more open to discuss about different job opportunities, actually, because you don't have to do like any extra steps. You don't have to go anywhere. You can just open your laptop while laying on the sofa, and you can talk to different recruiters about different job opportunities. So it's a good chance for recruiters to find a new really suitable and experienced candidates. And also remote working often means that people are not so attached to their team members. So it's emotionally easier to change jobs today if you're working remotely. So again, really good timing for recruiters to make new contacts and find great candidates from social media. As I see from the poll results, you can still add your vote as well. That 37% of you are planning to use and you are experienced in social media, and 29% of you will start their first campaign this year. So I hope you are excited because it's really an interesting journey you are going to start. And here are some examples how other companies are recruiting on social media. So Scoro, we'll just add some comments. Carina, what do you think about their ads?
I really like them because they have a lot of people on the pictures, and that conveys emotion, and they're their own employees. So yeah, I immediately get, in addition to reading the text and the messages, I get the emotion there as well.
Yeah, I added this example because their photos are really again authentic. And if I'm scrolling on Facebook or on LinkedIn, then those are the photos my friends might post, so they will grab my attention. And the one on the Instagram they add, it's so weird in a positive way that it will definitely grab my attention. So use authentic photos of your own employees. One trick for you. The other example. Carina, what do you think about those?
I like it. It's also, again, they have this very specific design, and it's consistent. So that at the same time of promoting a job ad, you're doing branding because it's consistent.
Yeah, and they're doing it really good because I like that they have added their product on the photos, and you can see their mission, join us to empower emissionless transport. So it will definitely grab people's attention who are interested in this topic. So it's a really good way to do it like this. The next example, Printful. I know that there are a lot of Latvian recruiters with us today. So one company from Latvia.
Oh, you're waiting for my comments?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, here you can see it's, again, conveys the emotion. They are clearly using a specific visual identity. They're using very, as you can see, the first sentence is a good call to action. They use emojis, which also grabs your attention, your eye, because it's different from the text. And it's short, really. There's not too much text again, which is not what you're concentrating on anyway. And it's a very diverse variety of visuals here as well, of people as well. So I think it conveys a good message.
Yeah, it's really good that the description above the job ad design is short. So there isn't this click more opportunity. So you are not distracted, and the only opportunity to move on is to click on this apply now button, and you will be redirected to the recruitment landing page in a second. So it's also a really good example you can learn from. And what I wanted to point out is that Printful has a really great career page as well. And they have used a lot of different photos of their employees, videos of their employees. So you can really, if you're looking at the career page, you can really feel the culture or feel how they're working, what are they doing. It's not only written down, but they're showing it visually as well. And the last example, not about job ads, but one trend that we have seen on social media now, that a lot of employers are doing like virtual events in order to get attention among their target group they are recruiting. So here you see an example of a virtual open house from Scoro, and an event that Pipedrive did for product managers. What do you think about those events, Carina?
I think it's a very good way to give, just introduce yourself as an employer, to introduce a company as an employer, and exactly, why not take the open house concept to a virtual world, and you can easily do an office tour, just introduce a lot of different employees and give them a chance to talk about their experience. Again, authenticity, just really showing your people and what it's really like to work in this company. So I really like the idea.
Yeah, I like that recruiters are really thinking like marketing people nowadays, and this kind of events definitely will help you collect contacts from your target group, and there are people who maybe are not joining your company today, but they are definitely interested in your company, and you can contact them in the future if you have any open positions.
I wanted to add one thing as well, is that you can get into conversation with the potential candidates. So I think that is also great, because they get to ask questions if something's unclear for them or something. So so it wouldn't just be one-way communication. You can really create a two-way communication there.
Yeah, and for this kind of events, you can also use this RecruitLab landing page editor, because you have to promote your event somehow and collect the contacts who are interested in joining in this event. So you can easily create a landing page, add an application form, and have a conversation with those people after the event as well. About social media recruitment, common mistakes we see when companies are using social media is that the flow is not clear for candidates, or it's not mobile friendly, and the application process is too complicated, because you have to remember passive candidates, they are not looking for a job, they're not actively applying for different positions. So every extra step they have to do, you will probably lose them. So you will probably lose potentially good candidates if your flow is not easy enough, let's say, or simple enough. So the first step, always what you want to have really good social media ads, and you have to remember that different platforms need different approach. For example, here you see an example from Facebook ad, and on the right you see the example from an Instagram ad. So you need different visuals in different channels. And the second step then is, after someone clicks on the ad, they will land on the specific dedicated landing page with really good copywriting, because you already have used tricks from Carina, and then this application form to make it really easy for candidates to apply and for you to collect the data. Yeah, this about job ads. So take a look at the poll again. You can add your vote if you want to. And about the social media ads, what I forgot, that a lot of recruiters haven't used social media so far, because it's technically a bit difficult to know all the details about different platforms, and the algorithms are changing really often. So now on RecruitLab, I will share you one opportunity, how to do it, how it's really easy to start with your first recruitment, social media recruitment campaign. So let's say that my recruitment landing page is ready here, and I'm ready to share it with others. So I can just click on the export button, choose the right project, click here, and what I have to do as a recruiter, I just need to set the daily budget here and set the number of days I want my campaign to be active. Here you see the estimated reach, or how many people you will reach with this budget. And clicking on the next button, we will ask some details about, for example, about the location or the profile you're looking for, and that's it. RecruitLab will do the other steps for you. We will create all the ad visuals for different social media channels, and we will set up the campaign for you. You just have to click on the start button. And before the campaign, we will actually give feedback to your recruitment landing page or job ad as well. We will tell you what kind of arguments to bring for, push more, or what kind of information add to make it more attractive for your candidates. And during the campaign, you will see all the statistics, like how many people you have reached with the ads, how many people have clicked on your ads, how many have visited your landing page, and what's the conversion rate to candidates. And at the end of the campaign, you will see what's the cost per one candidate. So you can really have all the statistics and make your decisions about the next campaigns, like how big should the budget be for your campaign, or what kind of social media channels to use. So again, if you find this tool helpful for you, feel free to book a suitable time with us, and we will show you how other companies are using this tool in recruitment. And moving on to the next topic, sharing my slides again, and it's about videos. So how to make videos work for recruitment. I know, Carina, that you have done several employer branding and recruitment marketing videos. So what are your recommendations?
Yeah, videos are my favorite projects usually. I love creating them or leading the projects. But I think the first thing is definitely that the input should come from your employees. Again, it's good to start with a workshop, get the important stakeholders together, and ask for their opinion. What are the most important things that we should definitely communicate? And afterwards, come up with the creative concept for the video. Second, again, show your own people. If there's a storyline, use one of your employees as the main character. Definitely make sure to show the natural working environment and the real people who are working there. And then 3, the videos are really a way to communicate more than just words. It's emotion and the visuals. So it's important to not go into too much detail when it comes to text and interviews, for example, to make sure that if you mentioned everything, that's really important. It's when it comes to a video, it's more about to add to whatever is written on the job ad already. So it's important to make it short and convey the emotion through showing your people, using good music and nice visuals. So that are the 3 things, I think.
Okay, really good. And in addition to this kind of recruitment marketing or employer branding videos, I think a lot of employers forget that they have to keep their candidates engaged even after they apply. So you can also use videos during your recruitment process, and this is a really good idea how to improve also the candidate experience. And for this, we have 2 or actually 3 solutions on RecruitLab as well. we added video messages because we saw that there has to be some like extra thing recruiters and hiring managers could do to keep their candidates engaged. I will show you in a minute how it works. And also with those video messages, you can like send an email saying that thank you, we have received your CV. Take a look at the short like video from our CEO, for example. So you already have one extra point from your candidates showing that you really did some extra something extra to show how awesome you are or how welcomed the new person is to your company. And then about the asynchronous video interviews or one-way video interviews or on-demand video interviews, we added those to RecruitLab because the most common reason why people withdraw their application is because the recruitment process took too long. So those asynchronous video interviews are really good to speed up your process, especially the pre-selection process, so you don't have to do endless phone calls or phone screenings. You can just add 3 to 4 questions, send them out at one time to 100 candidates if you want to, and they can answer your questions with a video. They can record the video and send their answers back at the time suitable for them. So afterwards, you can take a look at the recordings, and what our customers have said that hiring managers actually love those asynchronous video interviews because instead of screening CVs or cover letters, they enjoy more taking a look at those recordings, and they already see if this person would be a good fit to their team or not. So in a second, I will show you how it works. After we have covered a last topic, and it's about candidate experience. It's a topic that we have mentioned a couple of times already today, but as it is so important, we will take a special minutes for this topic. And that before I will continue, please take a look at the poll section again. I will publish the last one today. The question is, do you or your team use an applicant tracking system or recruitment software? I will give you some seconds to answer this question. It would be really interesting to know how many of you are already using some kind of solution and how many of you are looking for a new solution. Why am I asking this? Because improving candidate experience and making recruiter ghosting stop, I think it's not possible without a good technology, without a good recruitment software. So I hope that a lot of recruiters are thinking about it and testing different tools to find out which one is best for them and which one suits to their recruitment projects. If we talk about RecruitLab, then RecruitLab is really customizable, and you can customize the projects and everything based on your own recruitment processes. So every project we know is different. You can customize it every time to make your workflow really good and enjoy your job again. So taking the look at the poll results, it seems that really good. Already 47% of you today are using some kind of solution, and the others, 20% of you are looking for a new solution. Yeah, so give us your votes. It would be interesting to know. But about candidate experience and how to improve it with the help of RecruitLab, I will show you some tricks, and then Carina can give you some add some tricks how to make it more how to create more interesting emails in your recruitment process. So about RecruitLab, you can see all your projects on this dashboard view. It's like the first level in our software. Second level is if you open up one project, you see the project view. And as I said, the project view is totally customizable, so you can rename all the stages in your recruitment process, you can rearrange them, you can add new stages by just clicking here. So it's really easy to create a project view that is suitable for you. And how to automate the things to improve the candidate experience. It's really easy to set automatic stage actions. For example, you can add a message, add a video message, or send those video interview questions to all your candidates, and even move automatically some candidates to next steps. I will show you, for example, how to add an automatic message saying that thank you for applying. It's really easy. You can just set a trigger, like let's say 1 minute. 1 minute after someone applied, you can add thank you email. So you can just create your own templates, and adding this email will take you a couple of seconds. So there's actually no explanation of why recruiters are ghosting candidates. You can really set all those automatic actions, and no candidate will be lost and all the candidates will receive feedback from you. Again, it's really easy to set an automatic message to send feedback letters. Again, set the trigger. Let's say that 5 minutes after someone has been in this stage, you can send out this feedback letter. So these are only two really simple steps or actions you can automate on RecruitLab. As I mentioned, you can add videos to your messages. You can send out video questions. You can even schedule interviews with really simple steps. You can have live video interviews in RecruitLab and add all the information, important information to this candidate card. Check the video answers that someone has sent you back, and add comments, mention your colleagues or hiring managers, or if you are an agency recruiter, tag your customers here, and you can really collaborate on your recruitment projects. If you are working with customers or hiring managers, you would like to invite them to RecruitLab, it's really easy to do that. You can just push this button and choose whether you want someone to have the full access or limited access. And let's say that I have 9 candidates in this pre-selection process, and I would like to share only this recruitment stage with hiring managers. You can then click on this button, and only this stage is visible for hiring managers or your customers, and all the other stages are not. So you can have all the control of your recruitment projects. So we have a couple of minutes left. Carina, what's the tricks, or what kind of tricks you have, how to improve all those emails you send out to candidates, those thank you letters or feedback letters, or why not the invitation to a job interview or other information you send to candidates?
Yeah, you can change the slide there. So I feel like it's very important that the tone of voice that you use and the way you have created the copy on the job ad and the landing page really continues in the emails as well. So you still sound the same, so because the identity, the company is the same. And in order to get started, again, you can go back to this question: if your company were a person, how would they sound? So from there, again, you can remind yourself and see what kind of words and what tone of voice to use. Another thing is incorporate your employer brand messages and also your company values or your employee values into the text and mention those, because this also introduces the company and the working culture. And third, I feel like, again, I've said that 100 times now, but it's very important to make it sound human and authentic. And one way to do that is, once you have written the text, read it out loud and see if it still sounds okay when you say it as well, or maybe it's a little bit too complicated. So try to make it more simplistic, and that also helps you make sure that it does sound human. It does sound like you would just talk to this candidate. So those are, I think, are some of the good things to get started with.
Yeah, and I would suggest you to add, as you mentioned, some extra information about the employer. A lot of you, I know, are writing blog articles or some other things about the employer, or you maybe have some videos. So as you can automate all the emails, for example, on RecruitLab, then create your interesting templates and add this information. For example, if you're sending out this thank you email, add those links to this email to share extra information, because candidates are really interested in this kind of additional information. Mm-hmm. So I see that we have one question here. Kuna asked, what do you suggest regarding GDPR regulations when using photos of employees for job ads? Carina, how have you done it in Testlio? Have you asked some specific?
So far, we haven't done any official agreements or anything, but obviously whenever there's a photo shoot that I'm organizing or something, I obviously ask the people if it's okay that we use their photos or we take photos of them. So it's not like we just go and take photos and don't ask for permissions. This is one thing, but if it's really important, then obviously you can sign agreements. That's what we've done with I've done with many video projects, especially if you want to keep using the same material even if the employee has left the company. So that's why I think it's good to sign those. But yeah, so far with pictures, it's hasn't been that big of a deal, because they are usually they give their consent verbally.
Okay, so it's 12 o'clock already. The hour was faster than usual, it seems. But thank you for all who joined us today. Thank you, Carina, for sharing your experience. And if you feel that RecruitLab, if you see value in RecruitLab and you would like to learn more about the different features and how RecruitLab could benefit you, and how other recruiters and companies are using RecruitLab for recruitment marketing and video interviewing and applicant tracking. So let us know, and you can always sign up for the free trial as well. You can test RecruitLab for 30 days. I added the link to the chat, and there will be webinars on other topics in the upcoming months. So if this was interesting for you, keep an eye on our channels, and we will let you know about the next webinars. And thank you for today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. It was fun.
It was fun. And if someone has questions that you didn't want to ask here publicly, then you all have my contacts. Feel free to contact me, and I'm always interested in different topics in recruitment marketing or employer branding. So let me know. But thank you, Carina, and have a nice day.
Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.